saw that hit. That's enough of that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. On today's episode, we will be doing a complete breakdown and overview of this absolute unit right here. This is my personal rifle. I built this and have been refining it, customizing it over the last decade, and we're just gonna basically tear it apart, part by part, to understand everything about it and why I have done what I've done. So let's get started. So I just want to start with a little bit of background on me and the rifle. Basically, I'm your everyday guy, except I do this on the side. I started off in the trades and made my way to kind of working for myself. I do a lot of side jobs and a lot of random stuff to make money to survive, but basically spend less, not earn more was my philosophy, and that's how I've gone about my lifestyle. I've been shooting since I was a little kid. My dad taught me to shoot as a youngin'. I've been shooting little army men with a .22 since I was 4, and I started building AR-15s before I was 18, and on my primary rifle that I've been working on and carrying, I've been working on this particular build for over a decade. I just barely took off the lower receiver that I bought at 18 years old. I rode my bike to Black Sheep on my 18th birthday, bought a DPMS Oracle stock AR, and rode home on my bike with the rifle on my handlebars, and that was my first, I guess, like high caliber weapon. And that was my first AR. That was my first big rifle. Other than that, before that I just had like BB guns, pellet guns, and .22s. So that was I prestiged on my birthday. That was my choice. So basically I had the stock AR and I just started parting it, a piece at a time. And I've built a lot of different rifles over the years for myself, and I've helped other people design theirs. And essentially, I believe it's cheaper to build a rifle from the ground up. Don't make the same mistake I did. Don't go buy a rifle and then start customizing it, because you're just going to replace every single part, and then you're going to have a spare rifle on the floor that you don't use. Start with a lower, add an upper, part by part. Design the exact weapon that you need for your lifestyle, and you will not regret it. You won't be disappointed. Build the rifle you need, I use my rifle for hunting. I hunt big game, small game, for food and for sport and for work. I hunt coyotes, predators for the training application. It's like predator hunting is the best training you're going to get. You're going up against a live, cunning adversary, so you're going to learn a thing or two. But on this, at the same time, I get coyote hides. It's just badass stuff. You get to return to your roots and work a hide, tan a hide, make something out of it, and have this keepsake from your hunt. Definitely recommend predator hunting and tanning hides. Besides hunting, I have the rifle for home defense and for obviously revolutionary purposes. You never know when you're going to need it. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war. Before we get too deep into the video, I want to give a huge shout out to this channel's new and biggest sponsor, Wideners Tactical Shooting and Reloading Supply. They are a ammo wholesale and distributor. They have all ammo that you need at any time. They're not out of stock. They're not going to be back ordered. You're not going to have delays. You can get your ammo on time. Check out Wideners. I'll put a link in the description. Wideners sponsored the ammo for this video. Use code Idaho for a discount on bulk orders. Stock up on ammo. You know, you don't need a million rounds, but you want to have some because this is worthless if you don't have ammunition for it. It's just a club. So get some ammo, put it in mags, have it ready, and then shoot it, train with it. Go check out Wideners if you need ammo. Thank you. All right, now we're gonna get into the meat of it. I'm just gonna work front to back and tell you what, where, why, everything I chose, and the reason for it, and you can decide for yourself if it's something that you're interested in or if you'll have to go with a different direction. But let's just dissect this particular build. I figured I've been teasing you with my primary weapon system for years and just teasing and showing you, you know, just tidbits and little snippets, and I figure like it's time to actually share with you some information. So here it is. Today's the day. If you don't have an AR-15, you need to start building one today because they're fun. Primarily, they are a lot of fun. Other than that, there's a million uses for them. I don't even have to get into that right now. Like I said, I hunt, I shoot. They're fun. You want one of these. We need more of these in the hands of civilians, so go get one or start building one today. To begin, we have the Silencer Co. Spec War 556K. I don't even think this can's available anymore, but Silencer Co. is a fantastic suppressor company. Go check them out. Their stuff is badass. I cannot destroy this can. This is my first suppressor I ever bought when I was 21 years old, and I still have it. All I have done is thrown a new Cerakote on it because it was turning silver. But other than that, it's indestructible, and it's quiet. It's hearing safe. If you don't have a suppressor, get one, because they're badass. I mean, look at this shit. You can't do that without one, you know, unless you don't care about your ears. So get a suppressor, and Silencer Co. is a phenomenal option. I have the suppressor mounted on a Silencer Co. ASR 3-prong flash hider. I prefer the flash hider because if you take the can off and you shoot unsuppressed, brakes are horrifically concussive and loud and terrible for not only you but anyone you're shooting with. So I'm a silencer snob. The barrel is a Ballistic Advantage 13.7 inch carbine length gas system. They come with the gas block and the gas tube pre-installed, so you don't have to deal with that. And they have their own profile. These things are tuned to perfection. Ballistic Advantage makes some badass, accurate, reliable barrels. Go check out Ballistic Advantage for sure. The rail is a BCM M-lock rail. I believe it's the MCMR 10. I like BCM because they're just known to function, and their clamping mechanism was tested and proven way back in the day, and I know it's gonna work. It's also super light. I like a rail that I can reach my hand all the way around, the whole hose style of shooting to control the recoil. Super effective. Do that. The BCM rail is tiny as far as it's not bulky, it's not going to get in the way, it's ultra lightweight, it's low drag. I went with M-lock because Keymod is dead. They went to war and M-lock won, so be it. I thought Keymod looked cooler, but That's only half the battle. M-LOK for the win. I run BCM M-LOK rail covers. In the winter, metal gets really, really cold, so having a little bit of polymer insulation over that is nice. And then I guess if it overheats too, that's probably going to help a little bit, but mainly for the cold. On top I have Ergo ladder rail covers, same concept, a little bit of insulation in the cold. Also, I saw my buddy fall once and his hand raked down the Picatinny and ripped his hand flesh wide open, and that fucked up our day. So I learned right then and there to run these Ergo ladder rail covers to avoid having a cheese grater on your gun for the worst case scenario. You know, it's not that much weight or money. You can find like off-brands on Amazon for super cheap and stuff. Worth it in the long run. Up here I have a custom light build. It's a Bobro coffin mounting mechanism, so it's quick detach. I will tie it on if it's a serious op, like I know I'm gonna get into some shit, I don't want to lose it, so I'll tie it on. Other than that, the quick detach system is cool because I can have one light for multiple rifles, and if you are poor, then that's a plus, because these things can get expensive quick and you can't just be popping a light on every single blaster you got. So it's a Bobro coffin M-LOK quick detach mounting mechanism, a Mod Light OKW head, a Z-Bolt 18350 body, single cell body, and a Mod Light clicky tail switch. I prefer the clicky tail switch because I've had a lot of issues with remote switches flickering and not getting proper power output non-stop, every single company. So clicky tail cap for the win. It doesn't fail. On the bottom here I have an Arca Swiss rail from Annex Defense. The Arca rail is awesome, either precision shooting or if you're hunting. I've stood there behind a rifle for hours, and having it mounted to a tripod is a lifesaver. You can just stand there and scan a field all night long and your rifle's not going to bother you. Or, you know, alternatively, for stability, having the Arca rail and mounting to a tripod gives you a lot more stable shots for like longer range or hunting. Definitely recommend checking out the Arca mounting system. I learned about it because I'm a photographer. The photography runs Arca rail. My tripod's mounted to an Arca rail on a tripod right now. It's fast, it's lightweight, reliable, proven. Moving back, I have an Aero Precision upper. It's just a stock classic upper, not much to say about it other than it has a peanut butter Cerakote that came on it factory, and it has not broken. I prefer a stock style upper receiver because it's just lightweight and proven. I run a forward assist because I have ran into issues and needed to use it before, and right there I feel like, why eliminate something that has a use case? You know, if it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Right here I have an ambidextrous Raptor charging handle. This is just the polymer version. I feel like it's just like a little bit lighter and it was cheaper. Going back to if you're poor, you can save a little bit of bucks with the polymer version. And I haven't broken it yet, so I'll update you guys if I destroy the thing. But it's ambidextrous. It's got good texture on it, so you can grab it from either side to charge the weapon. And it's pretty low drag for how much they've extended the charging handles, but it still doesn't like stab you in the back when you have the weapon slung. Speaking of slings, this is just a homemade sling. I've been sewing and making shit forever, so I just make my own slings. It's way cheaper. Basically, it's just military nylon with a tri-glide, and then I have the low pro sling paracord adapters, so you can run paracord instead of QD swivels because QD swivels make a lot of noise, and noise is not good when you're trying to be quiet. Paracord, not QD swivels, guys. Get with the times. Throw the swivels in the trash. I have a simple technique for stowing my sling. I put a Ranger band on my stock here. You pull the sling back, fold it up a bit, tuck it in the Ranger band. Now it will not hang up on anything for storage or for a vehicle-borne operation, but you can quickly pull it out, deploy the sling quickly, like high speed. So Ranger band on the stock, fold it up, keep it there. Another have it and not need it, rather than need it and not have it. Run! Hey guys, just a quick reminder, if you enjoyed the channel, If you want to support the channel, the biggest way you can do that is by checking out my Patreon. It's through Patreon that you can help fund more extracurricular activities like effects, reviews, more content for you guys. So go check it out. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Up here I have the AGM Varmint LRF Thermal. Thermal is the future. You can see your enemy, period. If you want to learn more about that, I have a video. I'll put the link in the description below. I have it mounted to a Unity optic riser. This is the Unity Absolute optic riser. Not only does it push the thermal back a little bit to help with eye relief, but it gets the optic up high so I don't have to bring my head down to the rifle. I can just bring the rifle up to my head and keep a good heads up display for situational awareness. But thermal is the future, so put a thermal on your fucking gun or you're gonna die. Inside I have a Brownells bolt carrier group. It's just a standard bolt carrier group, except it is coated with a diamond-like coating to make it easier to clean and more lubricious, so it'll function longer without lube and stay cleaner and be more reliable. But just stock BCG with a coating on it. I have a Low Pro dust cover. It's laser engraved with the drip logo. It's ultra light and it's tanidized. This thing is sick. It's a custom color. This is Praetorian Bronze. This color came out of North Idaho. So if you want to support us North Idaho gang, then grab a Low Pro Praetorian Bronze dust cover. The lower I chose is a Ballistic Advantage lower. They've only changed a few features, which I like. I don't like the crazy billet lowers that are ultra thick and heavy and have a bunch of... I used to love ambidextrous stuff, and I like certain features to be ambidextrous, but I don't want parts and buttons all over my rifle that are just likely to break. It's more components that might break out in the field. You can just learn, even if you're lefty or righty, you can just learn to run the weapon either way with right-handed controls. So running the weapon left-handed, I can still remove the mag, I can still charge the weapon, I can still drop the bolt, remove the safety. So I guess an ambidextrous safety and an ambidextrous charging handle are like the only ambi features that I really recommend anymore. Anything else than that is just weight and risk. Lower is connected to the upper with titanium V7 Weapon Works takedown pins. Titanium for strength and weight savings, because why not? Inside the lower I have a Geisley flat-faced 2-stage trigger. I used to be a single-stage trigger guy, but now with the more hunting and long range and accurate stuff I'm doing, I'm learning that the 2-stage triggers are awesome for the initial take-up, and then that second break is just nothing. If you haven't tried a 2-stage trigger, I recommend either, you know, if you have a friend who has one, or if you have a local store that you can try it out on. Even if you have to order it, test it, and return it. Try out a 2-stage trigger. They are life-changing. But I go with Geisley because their flat-faced triggers feel good, look good, do good. They're bomb-proof, literally, and so crisp, so smooth. Geisley is the trigger company, dude. Love them. Right here I have a Battle Arms Development textured and tanidized mag release. The texturing makes it easier to hit the button when you need to. The tanidizing just looks dank. By the way, I went with tan as of recent because I mean, it speaks for itself. It blends in. A lot of the earth is tan. A lot of the earth is tan. And dirt is brown. So tan and browns, they work. I used to love green, but green stands out when you get into an environment like this, whereas brown and tan do not stand out in a greener, denser jungle. Tanadize everything. FDE, all the things. This mag is a Duramag straight 20. Straight 20s because the aesthetic. Can't say more about that. But Duramags are awesome, reliable, with that Vietnam era origin, just that touch of history right there in the modern weapon system. So I guess that's why the straight 20 is not only good for going prone and pleasing the fear-mongering, high-capacity mag-fearing overlords, they're low drag as well. The straight 20 is cool for riding my Suron. It doesn't cut my leg open and smash around on the handlebars and stuff when I'm riding. It's less is more. Sometimes, you know, you can have a bunch of 30s in the chest rig or in the backpack and just have a 20 in the rifle. The stock is a BCM I'm not sure what model it is, if it's a Mod O or a Mod 1 or not, but it's the one with the cheek weld. The cheek weld's really nice for a consistent head placement on the gun. But it's not huge. BCM stock is pretty sick. You can just squeeze right there and the whole thing collapses. I like the BCM beaver tail grips because they're steep. The steep grip angle allows a really squared up shooting stance. They're large for my big man hands. A lot of grips nowadays are too small, but I like BCM grips because they're huge, and they have the storage container down here. Inside the storage container I keep a spare lens wipe, some frog lube, emergency frog lube, and 2 spare rounds. One to scare my enemy one more time, and another to moving forward. I have a PWS ratcheting castle nut here and end cap. The ratcheting castle nut is sick because then you don't have to pin or hammer your fucking castle nut on. You can just ratchet it down and then pull it back off, but it's not going to come loose even through sustained full auto fire. So props to PWS for reinventing the castle nut. Check that shit out. It also has a QD sling hole for nothing because those are ancient tech. The Ballistic Advantage lower is cool because it has a enlarged trigger guard here, so you can fit gloved hands into it. It has a flared mag well to make mag changes easy. It's a little bit beefier in certain spots, but it's not all massive, so it's not making your gun overweight. It's just adding the right parts in the right places, if you know what I mean. And it looks good while doing it. On this side you can see how I have my paracord sling mount. Like I said, the sling mount system is from Lowpro. It's just a DIY paracord system that converts any existing sling to a paracord mount, and that way it's less noise and less weight. Less is more. And right here I have a Radian bolt release. It's enlarged to satisfy the ladies. Just kidding. Makes it a little bit easier to hit under duress. Geisley FDE mil-spec buffer tube. Geisley because can't go wrong, reliable, and that color is just Gucci. Inside I have an H3 buffer weight system and a Geisley braided spring. This is to make my buffer system as strong as possible because my gun is overgassed. So with a stronger buffer system you have a better ejection pattern and it's a little bit less wear and tear on your weapons components to put a little bit of weight behind that bolt carrier group. I hope I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I feel like I don't anymore, even though I put the thing together. I used to rattle can everything. I spray paint just about everything I own, but as of recently I've been trying out Cerakote because it seems like it just lasts a little bit longer, and I've just been supporting a local buddy, Praetorian Armory. Like I said, they made the Praetorian Bronze color. Praetorian Bronze looks good, you have to admit. But the Cerakote just seems like it lasts a little bit longer. I don't want to be spray painting my gun every 6 months or whatever, and I use it a lot, so it does wear off quick. I'm even wearing off the Cerakote, but anything to make it last a little bit longer. But definitely Cerakote or spray paint your guns to break up the overall color scheme and like appearance of it. Camouflage is essential in the playing field. There's certain paintballers that'll tell you that it doesn't work, but I mean, every military in the world wouldn't use it if that were the case. Camouflage your tools. Right here on the stock I have my dope. That's data gathered on previous engagement. Essentially it is your holdovers. It is where your rounds will be impacting, so you can have a better probability of a first round impact. You can use a rangefinder or math to determine the range to your target, check your dope to confirm your holdover to ensure your first round impact is exactly where it should be and not miss, because sometimes it's all about that first and only shot and you can't fuck it up. Get some dope on your rifle. I'm definitely planning on making a video on that. Look forward to that in the future. But I mean, I think that's gonna do it, guys. I don't really have much else to say about it. We went over every single part, and I picked each part because I believe those were the best. I've studied this stuff for a long time, but like I said, it's for your use case. These are the best components and the best build for my lifestyle. So decide what's best for you. Don't copy my rifle, don't clone my build, don't be a cloner. But definitely go build or buy an AR-15 today because they are bitchin'. I've run multiple different rifles, but I have to come back to the AR-15 because the other rifles are overcomplicated, they break. Parts availability with this thing is king. That's going to be the major factor, is if your rifle breaks in the future, everybody has one of these and you can tear their shit apart and get what you need out of it and be back in the fight. So AR-15, because at this point it's America's rifle, so until we move on, you know, the Jackal's cool because it incorporates a lot of AR-15 components, so you know, you have the opportunity to upgrade a little bit without getting too far out of your comfort zone there. Hit up the comment section, tell me what I missed or what I forgot, tell me what you want to see in the future. Thank you guys, I appreciate you, I love your support, I love doing this. This is the American dream, but I cannot do it without you guys, so like and subscribe if you made it all the way through my lecture today, my TED Talk on man Legos, and I guess I'll see you next time.
Oh, it looks rotted.